Hi! Today, we are going to talk about the electron transport chain. This process occurs in the cells of organisms, more specifically in the mitochondria of the eukaryotes. So let's zoom in the mitochondria. The mitochondria, as we all know, is the powerhouse of the cell. It is made up of the outer mitochondrial membrane, the inner mitochondrial membrane, a space between the outer and the inner mitochondrial membrane, the intermembrane space, and another space, the matrix. Let's review. We are in the mitochondria. We have the intermembrane space, the inner mitochondrial membrane, and the matrix. Complex 1 of the ETC is known as the NADHQ oxidoreductase. Its main job is to receive electrons from the reduced form of the NAD. It also contains flavin mononucleotides and other sulfur compounds. It is also known as the NADH dehydrogenase complex. Complex 2 is called succinate Q reductase. Its main job is to receive electrons from FADH2. Complex 3 is known as Q cytochrome C reductase. The main job of this complex is to accept electrons from complex 1 and transport it to cytochrome C. And cytochrome C transports it to complex 4, which is also known as the cytochrome C oxidase. It has a heme and copper containing complex whose main job is to oxidize cytochrome C. ATP synthase, on the other hand, uses the flow of hydrogen ions from higher to lower concentration to generate energy. The ubiquinone or coenzyme Q is a freely permeable molecule inside the inner mitochondrial membrane, and it is used to transfer electrons to the third complex. Cytochrome C is an intermediate protein used to donate electrons to the fourth complex. And the matrix of the mitochondria also contains numerous other cycles like the Krebs cycle and the beta oxidation. They produce reducing equivalents called the NADH and the FADH2 respectively. The first source of electrons is the NADH. NADH donates electrons to complex 1, and this redox reaction generates energy which is used to pump 4 hydrogen ions into the intermembrane space. Then these electrons are transported to complex 3 through coenzyme Q. The second source of electrons is the FADH2, and FADH2 donates its electrons to complex 2. And again, these electrons are transported to complex 3 through coenzyme Q. Electrons received by complex 3 are then transferred to cytochrome C. The redox reactions again pumps 4 hydrogen ions to the intermembrane space. Cytochrome C then undonates the electrons to complex 4, and in the complex 4, the electrons are received and donated to final electron acceptor, which is the oxygen. The oxygen combines with 2 hydrogen ions and gets reduced to water. And again, 2 hydrogen ions are pumped into the intermembrane space. Now, the ATP synthase uses the energy generated from the flow of hydrogen ions to phosphorylate adenosine diphosphate into adenosine triphosphate. ATP is the currency of energy in our body. Again, this is the electron transport chain. So that's it. We have the electron transport chain.